We are back with High Tier. These, of course, become the very scary tournament characters that are consistently high-level threats at most of the majors that you will see going on. And let's get started. The first character in High Tier is the top of the Triforce. Literally, I think the highest Zelda character, right? Because Zelda and Sheik and Ganon are all gone. So we have Toon Link. Level 1 is really good at this game. I think the consistency of this character at just being solid proves that, you know, even though like Young Link can do crazy stuff, you don't need to do crazy stuff when you can just do up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up smash, bomb, back air, up B, bomb, fair. You don't need to do anything crazy with this character, which means it is very hard to make mistakes with this character because you can just play a very simple, solid game, kills so consistently, good edge guarding, annoying to approach, good out of shield options with up B and Z drop bomb and throw bomb, just so consistent overall. And level 1 has been proving that, hey, that's all I need. I don't need to do crazy combos. I don't need to do the scariest stuff imaginable. Also, I like Spritzy's Toon Link as well from the US. Very, very clever character, or clever player. I love fighting him. But yeah, I think that Toon Link has just been solid, right? And it's hard to ignore the gap in results. And again, there are a lot of good players that play Young Link. So it's not like, oh, level 1's just so much better than them. It's like he's better than them now because he gets the results because Toon Link's probably better. At least in current meta, you know what I'm saying? This character might be one of the biggest demotions of this tier list, and it is a character that has very few results because all the Pokemon trainers, all the players of this character stopped playing them except for one in Japan who is a dual main with Olimar, and we are talking Pokemon Trainer. I don't quite understand why Pokemon Trainer is doing worse, but I kind of do at the same time. I feel like Pokemon Trainer is linear, very good linear, but each of the Pokemon are just a little bit too obvious. Charizard has gotten worse overall in meta. I think Squirtle is too risky because so many characters just do like too much damage to like really be super threatened by him in neutral, because no matter how much damage Squirtle is going to do, a lot of top tiers, like the character's better than Pokemon Trainer, they're just going to do more damage. The biggest problem with Pokemon Trainer is actually the fact that as people have got better at advantage states, whether it's ledge trapping or juggling, the 3 characters all struggle with that. None of those characters are good at getting off the ledge. None of those characters are good at getting down. And they have a frame 1 swap, which is quite nice, but it keeps them in place. So it's not like an Aegis swap where you're invincible and then continue to fall. It's really rough for this character to get out of disadvantage like consistently versus basically every single top tier, which is just a bad time. Next up is a character that I personally hate, and there's a lot of good reason for it. And again, we're in High Tier now, so I don't have to be like, but this character's like not that good, or blah, blah, blah. Like these characters are all broken. Ness is up here. I think this character is insane. Obviously has some pretty bad matchups. I know does very poorly versus Game & Watch very specifically in this top tier. This character is crazy. So much damage, amazing hitboxes, great 2-framing, a lot of results. Also, I feel like Ness is one of the most consistently good results characters. Like not with like winning everything, but there's just a lot of Ness reps because you have obviously Gact, Atata, Send are the main 3 that I think of, and I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting because I always forget people off the top of my head. But yeah, I think this character is insane. I think, you know, is always capable of winning because you have PK Thunder, you have crazy combos. Oh yeah, Ness Boy from NorCal is insane. Has gotten so many big upsets with this character because Ness is also one of the most technical characters. Like Ness is just a better version of Lucas, and I know I'm not saying that because they're from the same franchise, but like Lucas is a character that is like so, you know, I have to be so technical and I have to do so many amazing things and then I get like 13%, and Ness is just like, I'll murder you and your family because I know how to multi-mag. Like, it's crazy how much damage and how scary this character is when you know what to do. Like, when you get into footstool stuff, when you're getting the PK fire chains on certain characters, when you're doing, like, footstool magnet across, like, you know, at the edge of the... It's so stupid. His character's insane. He has infinites! And then he's high tier because welcome to Smash Ultimate. You have infinites or high tier because they're hard. Oh, yeah, Syrup's Ness. I forgot that because I think of Syrup as a Steve player at this point. But yeah, it's crazy. Next up is Greninja. We're going back into the Pokemon, and hey, this might be slightly higher than the last time I put Greninja, right, chat? Greninja does pretty good in certain matchups. Tarek's been doing really well this year, actually. You know, beating Alola at the pre-local of Supernova is obviously going to be fantastic. High mobility character. Again, the only reason I put Greninja here and not higher, like the upper end of this tier, is simply because sometimes his moves don't function. Up air just drops, back air drops, and I've seen too many sets and like, not necessarily like immediately losing, like, oh, the up air dropped and then he immediately got hit and died, or like got hit in disadvantage. But the thing is, what happens a lot as Greninja is you don't get a kill you're supposed to. Something doesn't work. Up smash doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Oh, you would literally have, who was it? The Ice Knight literally like beat Leo, but his up smash didn't work, and then he lost the set. Like I think it would have gone up 2-0, and he lost. He ended up losing game 5, or maybe he would have like 3-0'd him, and he lost game 5. Got reverse 3-0'd. That just happens with the character. It's so insane, right? He has great mobility, not great out of shield, but he has footstool downer, which is fine. He has solid combos overall. It's just sometimes his moves don't work, and it's really, really sad when that happens. It's really sad when that happens, but it happens not like it's not. Oh, like sometimes it's weird. It's like it's weird as often as it is good, which is bad. So yeah, I can't justify putting Greninja here when he simply like doesn't work some of the times. Speaking of the work some of the times, you know who's been putting in work? Peanut, and you know who we're talking about? Megaman. I think this character is such a treat to watch. Peanut is legitimately right now in my top 3 players to watch because he views the game from such a problem-solving aspect, and it is gorgeous. It is like such the most high-level brain blast stuff, and I love it. Peanut is one of my favorite players, and Mega Man just has all the tools that can make him work, and then he has things like Leaf Shield and Downer, which are just crazy. I just think he's so cool. I find him to be such an interesting character. He doesn't have blatantly overwhelming tools for the most part, right? He's not just being like, oh, this is my good move. All right, he's not that type of character, but he has enough intricacies and enough little things that things just work. And then he has Metal Blade combos, and then he has down air chains, and he has good edge guarding, and he has like rush camping, and there's so many interesting things with this character. And just like, yeah, like him versus, like Peanut versus Mia is like one of my favorite ultimate sets of all time, if not period, like ever. It's such an amazing set, and can't be without Mega Man. From a character incredibly complex in counterplay to a character that has one very simple, strong game plan, we're going with Falco. Keeping with the blue theme here, Falco has gotten a lot of stocks. He's gotten a lot of stocks recently. His stocks are up. There are so many good Falco players. You have obviously Tilde when he goes to things. You have Masa. You have Matsunabe, you have Darikusu play the character. There are so many good Falco players, and he's a very simple character. He just does a lot of damage. He simply just hits you super hard. And he has a very normal, simple kill confirm in terms of up tilt back air, or in terms of fair drag down down tilt, or on platform up throw up air. The only problem is Falco isn't fast enough on the ground to really create a ton of mix-ups, so he ends up becoming a like whiff punishy type character, and then like suddenly bursts in with side B and stuff. But I just think Falco is super strong overall. I just think he doesn't quite do well enough against enough of the top tier characters to like put him higher than this, but he's also terrifying. Sometimes he just hits you and kills you, so I don't know. And we're staying in the same franchise now, probably one of the also bigger demotions of my lists. We're talking about Wolf. It's very funny because I think Wolf is very similar to Mega Man, whereas these two characters really have to play against the opponent's character. Wolf has some good tools, right? He has great mobility, he has frame 2 air dodge, he has fair bear, he has back air in general, he has back air in general, he has back air in general, he has a reflector, but I just think Wolf in today's meta just has to do too much. Like there are so many characters that just dump out their damage and dump out their game plans, and Wolf has to like perfectly slide around all of them. It's possible, right? It's very possible. We've seen Ouch do well. I don't think there are any super good Wolves in Japan at the moment. And then of course you have Orion in Europe. Those are the main, and like Jackal is good, as well as Danny has been doing better I believe he's from Tennessee, now lives in Texas for college. But I just think that like Wolf is a little bit too hard to be like super top tier. Again, I do think when it works, he looks broken. But when every character works from like upper mid tier higher, they look broken. Like, have you seen a good Donkey Kong game, a good Puff game? They look like absurdly broken, crazy characters. And Wolf is one of those, but I just think it's a little bit too hard. Up next is one of those characters that to me is a very strong character that is theory absurdly broken. They're not doing it, so I'm not gonna count it anymore. We're talking about Sora. Sora, in theory, zero Detsu. And there have been a couple of tournaments where we have seen that. We've seen Rarkior get some crazy combos on people like Gluto, but it doesn't happen enough. He gets some decent combos. He does a ton of damage output. His projectiles are a little annoying. He can edge guard you, but it's simply not the brokenness that everyone thought he was, right? I mean, again, he is broken. Like objectively, he is insane, but you have to hit it. Good luck, and then no one hits it, so it doesn't matter. Like, no one does the crazy broken stuff anymore. Or not anymore, but they never really did. They have like a tournament, 2 tournaments of it, and then it just doesn't work. I do think this character is insane. Obviously, if Kamame was going to more things, we would see better results from this character, but it's not even like Kamame beats people by outplaying them with a sword character. But you can do that with Aegis, and just don't go off stage, I guess. But like, I don't know. I think that it's, he's just, people aren't doing his broken stuff, and if he's not doing his broken stuff, he's still a very good character. Again, top 40-ish, top 35-ish. But like, it's not enough for him to be top 20, top 15. So yeah, he's here, but he's not like broken unless they start hitting their stuff. And you know, I will gladly say that I was wrong about this, because I was always someone that overrated Sora in a lot of people's opinions, because I valued 0 to deaths and then people don't hit it. So I can't value it because it's not happening, and it's 6 years into the game. It should be happening by now. Do you think it's because of how intensive IDJ is? It's not. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, Sora has a lot of little intricacies in his combos because of how far things send you. So like, you have to constantly be reacting to very small things. I hate that this character has a resurgence. This character is one of my least favorite characters to fight, and you know, it used to be one of my least favorite characters to watch, but I've been enjoying watching this character a lot recently, and we are talking about Olimar. Again, I don't want to play Shutone. Don't give me Dabuz. Don't give me Candle. I don't want them. Get them away from me. There's 5 good Olimars now, and none of them are in Europe still. But I just think that Olimar is very solid. He obviously has some bad matchups, right? Like, Cloud is like unwinnable, Roy is quite bad. I think Steve is also bad. Like, there are a lot of bad matchups with this character, but at the same time, if you don't run into like those 5 matchups, you just shit on everyone, and he's so annoying, and there's so many little things that you constantly have to be aware of that the Olimar players are, of course, aware of because they play the character. So it's like, I think Olimar might theoretically be worse than this, but there's such an experience gap that is impossible to, you know, get over, because Olimar is just so annoying to deal with, right? Like, there's so many little things that it's impossible to know everything. And then you have Shutone be doing so good with the character. Candle's been doing very good. Uame's been doing very good. Noi's been doing very good with the Olimar specifically. Dabuz, when he plays Olimar recently, has been doing fairly well, unless he fights Spargo. I'm sorry, you're never gonna beat Spargo with this character. That's impossible. You can literally, like, if Spargo loses to an Olimar, I will like throw up. Like, I will eat an entire plastic bottle and throw it up and then eat that throw up. Like, it's impossible. It's not gonna happen. Why did I say that? But I'll stick to that. This next character is played by someone that is in my top 4 players of who I don't want to fight in tournament ever. I hate that they live in my region and have played me at locals forever, and they are the reason I have not won multiple locals. We're talking about Hero and Beast Mode Paul. This character's crazy. I think Beast Mode Paul has gotten so much better. Akaki Kusu has been doing so well. Both of them have beat such amazing players. They're consistently doing so well, and I can't ignore the fact that this character is good. Psych Up changes the game. Getting Zoom 85% of the time means that his main flaw, which is the fact that he's edge guardable, it makes him unedge guardable. So he doesn't have a main flaw. He does so much damage, his range is crazy, and then he just like oops kills you with Flame Slash, Kaboom, Sizzle, Magic Burst if you want it, and like things go like pretty bad on average, or like his buffs are very good on average. Like on average, you're going to be getting Oomph and Psych Up and Acceleratle and Bounce, and like it can change matchups on their head. So he does well versus zoners because he gets Bounce. He does well versus light characters because he gets Psych Up. He can do a ton of damage. You know, Acceleratle can make him really annoying, and then also, whoops, you got hit at ledge, Kaboom. Oops, you're trying to land, Sizzle that to 35. Oops, side B. Fuck, you're supposed to do? Fuck this guy. I hate Hero. Levin was right. Ban this character. Hashtag ban Hero. Put it in the comments, chat. Yeah, you know, he's crazy. He's such a good character. So yeah, I hate that guy. But you know what I don't hate? We're going from one of the characters I want to play the least into a character that I want at every single tournament ever, and I love this character because my favorite player plays him. We're talking Pit. This character is good. I don't care that it's just Zachary. It doesn't bother me. This character has every tool you need to win. He has no flaws, legitimately no flaws. He doesn't have like the crazy super broken stuff of some other characters, but he does solid damage, solid edge guarding, solid edge trapping, good burst ranges, good projectiles, good recovery, good disadvantage because you have down B. He just has everything. It's very hard to just like, oh, I'm just gonna beat Pit because I'm just gonna like focus on his one bad thing. Like, in order to beat Pit, you have to have better everything than him, or you know, enough of a gap in something that it's fine, right? Like, the reason I think Pikachu beats Pit is because Pikachu has better neutral and better edge guarding and has like easier killing sometimes. But it's not because like, oh, I just edge guard him. Like, Pit's not the type of character. You can't just have one thing over a character and suddenly win. He's not that type of character, and it's just hard. It's just hard to outplay this character, and we see that with Pit. He has solid kill confirms, solid normal killing, good up smash out of shield. His nair is broken. It's so good. Don't let the Pit mains tell you, oh no, like people fall out of my nair all the time. It's so bad. No, it's broken. Shut up. It's so good. He can get walled out. How do you wall out a Pit when he has dash attack? You're wrong. He doesn't have cheese. You're wrong. He has down throw back air at ledge. He's crazy good. He's so good. This character's ridiculous. But you know who's more ridiculous, especially at over 100%? Terry. This character's frame data is crazy. He can cancel so many things. He has plus on shield, descending, special moves. I think the biggest issue with Terry is the fact that he is edge guardable. And it's still kind of hard to do that if you are not a super elite character. This character is crazy good. Very, very strong overall. Obviously, at over 100%, you get access to Buster Wolf and Power Geyser, which is very strong. He does a lot of damage. He kills you super easily with or without rage. Yeah, he's just insane. He's also very mobile, but like, I feel like the biggest issue, the reason that Terry isn't better is because I feel like people have gotten so good at pressuring him from platforms because he has to jump on them sometimes, and then he isn't able to fall through platform, do an aerial, so he has to run off platform, which means that he's almost never going to take stage there because it's not worth the risk of getting down off those platforms. So having that like weird 11 frame get off the platform thing is like the only thing keeping him not in top tier in my opinion, but that in my opinion is quite the big deal. While that in 2024 we're calling Zero Suit inconsistent and Hero consistent, Hero's more consistent than Zero Suit! That's fucked up! Right? I agree. It's crazy. It's happened, chat. We are talking away from the theory of good characters and into the applicable, and you know who that hurts? You know who it hurts. You know. You know who it hurts. Character still kills you at 45. Shulk has a lot of good stuff, right? He has a good recovery when you have jump art. He has crazy neutral. He has you know, the second worst frame data in the game overall behind Sephiroth, I believe. He still has some good matchups overall, right? He does well versus Steve in Game Watch, ironically. Again, he has a solid matchup spread, but again, he's one of those characters that is just so difficult, and if you are ever wrong or you position wrong, you use an art in a bad place, suddenly like your entire game plan gets screwed and you're messed up. I do think Shulk has had some pretty decent results, right? You have Akio, you have Kome, mostly those two. I don't think the American Shulks are doing anything anymore. And oh yeah, shout out to Elijah. Elijah's actually very good. Low-key might be the best Shulk, but also that's Wi-Fi, so you know, I'm not going to consider it. Like, I feel like the Shulks just haven't been doing enough. Like, again, there have been good Shulks, right? As I mentioned, Akio, I think, got, like, 9th at the tournament where Leo top 8'd. Like, they're getting decent results, and it's clearly still a good character, scary character, has a ton of damage output, not that many combos, but, like, enough scary stuff, and then, of course, Smash Hard, 45 ha. But I just don't think it's enough to put him in top tier, because if they were doing the broken stuff, if people wanted to do the broken stuff, they would have by now. If you are playing your character for 6 years and you're not doing the optimal stuff, you're not going to do it. You're not. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. After Shulk, this is when we start getting to like, oh man, there's top players right now. First off, we are talking about Wario. Wario is broken, don't get me wrong. Gluto is crazy good. The only reason Wario is down here is because he loses to the top 3 characters in the game quite badly. I think those are his 3 worst matchups. So his 3 worst matchups are the 3 most common characters in the game at the moment, or like 3 of the top 5 most common characters in the game at this point, especially when it comes to top players. Wario is super strong. Waft is crazy. He has great air mobility. His disadvantage is super good. His recovery is very, very good. So he's not a character that just randomly dies, and he's a character that randomly kills you, unless you don't have your resources, in which case then you might die. But like, he just struggles with the top 3 characters in the game, and you know who those are, and I'm not going to say them because I don't want to spoil the top 3 characters of my tier list, even though it's pretty obvious who they will be because they should be everyone's top 3 at the moment. He's really good, but he just, like, again, in my opinion, loses to 3 of the top 3, which is hard. And so it's like, when you lose to all of them, I can't really justify putting your character higher than this. And it's not even like he like barely loses to them. Like, they're really bad matchups. Like, the records of the Wario versus the top of those characters is super rough, where he has to make miraculous comebacks. And also, it's mostly just Gluto. Like, Huto's doing fine, Loaf is doing fine, but it's Gluto. And next up, we are going to the land of Japan for the next couple of characters in terms of how good they are. We are going with Ryu. I don't know, man. Ashimo is crazy with this character. So much damage, such consistent killing. Up air Shorey was crazy. The fact that, like, the combos of this character are so stupidly long. I don't know why the combos are so long. Why can he do things like up tilt into up air, up air, up air, up air, up air Shoryu? That's stupid. That's dumb. Ryu's crazy. Like, what? That's insane, in my opinion. He does so much damage. His recovery is a little bit exploitable, but, like, you know, most people aren't edgeguarding nowadays except for Game & Watch players and Pika players and Sonic players. And spoilers, those are 3 of the losing matchups. So I think Ryu has a very solid matchup spread. He's able to kill you everywhere. Cross-ups don't matter because he has, you know, parries, and he's just solid. He doesn't have parries. It's not because he has parries. It's because he has auto turnaround. My words are getting, like, I'm talking slower than I'm thinking. Like, he's insane, and I feel like his kill potential is just so good. His back air is insane. His ledge trapping is very good. He has, you know, decently solid edge guarding, which is weird to say. And his ledge trapping is insane. I know I already said ledge trapping, but, like, getting shoryu'd from ledge sucks. Continuing on, I said we're going to Japan, and this one is a former Japanese top player who is no longer able to compete that much because of health. We're talking about Lucina. The person I'm referring to is Proto Banham. Lucina is just solid, right? I think she is a very slightly better pit. She doesn't really have anything wrong with her. She's just solid. She does good damage. She has good edge guarding. She's hard to edge guard. She has good out of shield options. She just does solid damage and solid killing. She's a very solid, good character. She's not broken, but she's not bad. So she's up here, in my opinion. She's kind of crazy. But yeah, I just think Lucina is very strong overall, struggles with some of the top tiers, but is just a good character. Like, I don't feel like Lucina has a matchup that is so bad that you can't play it. I think she can play every single matchup in the game. I think people are going to be surprised at this next pick. I feel like top players aren't going to be surprised by this pick, but I feel like most people will. Here, we're going with Kazuya. Kazuya is a character that is obviously insane a lot of times. However, again, struggles pretty bad with the top 3, so similar to Wario, it's a little bit of struggle then. Obviously has crazy stuff because you have Electric being as good as it is, you have the damage up, but there's also a lot of Kazuya results because you have Riddles when he plays Kazuya, you have T, you have Wilds, you have Skeleton. They've all been doing pretty good. I don't know if there are any Kazuyas in Europe, to be honest, and I don't know what other Kazuyas are in Japan other than, I think, no, I don't know any other besides T. I feel like I'm forgetting that. So he's a touch death character, but the problem is his neutral, if you just know how to deal with electric and you kind of like stay outside that range, can be a little bit rough. Brujo, I forgot about Brujo. Yeah. So Brujo as well. But I just think the neutral is a little bit scary when you play Kazuya, and his disadvantage isn't the best. It's not bad, right? He has frame 4 up air, he has armor down B, but I just think it's like overall for a lot of characters, like his strengths are crazy, but I think the disadvantage for him is a little bit too rough, and it's the ability to whiff punish him is really bad. And again, you lose pretty bad to the top 3, which in my opinion is really rough when it's like, I'm gonna play the super broken meta character, and then you lose to top 3 and you're just like, I lost to the better super meta characters. So yeah, that is Kazuya in a nutshell. And you know who's better Kazuya? Fucking Luigi. What? This character's crazy. Why does he get so many kills off of so many stupid hits? He gets kills. He gets a kill off of this move. He gets kill confirms off of a frame 5 -2 move. And also he gets a kill off of this move, frame 7 in the air. Also he gets kills off of Zair and grab and up air. He just kills you off of so many hits, and Raru is insane. He's insanely good. It doesn't make sense. Like, he so consistently hits every single move, and he has a billion kill confirms, and you have a billion things, and yeah, his recovery is kind of bad, but it's not that bad. Like, top edge guarders in the world are messing up recoveries on Luigi players because there's enough mix-ups that, like, when you don't have your double jump, you're screwed. And like, certain characters can just get the edge guard anyway, but there's a lot of characters that don't simply just get the edge guard, so it's fine. And just like, oh my god, but you have such a bad matchup with like Zero Suit and Sephiroth. There's like 2 of each of those characters. It doesn't matter. Like, his disadvantage is also fine. Like, it's not, again, there are ways to exploit it, but he has enough mix-ups. Like, it isn't as obvious what he wants, because also, even if you're ready for down B, sometimes you might get hit by it anyway because it's invincible frame 1. Like, having a frame 1 invincible thing is always going to be nice, way better than the frame 4 of Kazuya, right? So true combos don't work on him, so you have to respect the combos and you have to let him air dodge away. And then if you're ever wrong or you hit his shield slightly unsafely, up B, you're dead at 50. Kazuya's not gonna kill you at 50 from shield. He simply won't. Like, his disadvantage is fine, and his advantage is some of the best in the game, if not the best in the game. I think Luigi is scarier than Kazuya, absolutely. And also Lugi's doing well, so it's not even just Raru, and also Navy in Japan is doing well. So like, this character's just kind of insane. And a grab at 0 kills you, and from both of them. But like, there's literally less counterplay to Luigi 0 to death than Kazuya 0 to death. Because Kazuya, you have the blue DI line, and it's gonna be really hard, and there's platforms, and it can be annoying. Luigi doesn't hit you on platforms, and if he does, he hits like them intentionally, where he hits like a landing nair, and then goes up air nair into up B from platform. Like, what? Oh yeah, and there's also Guy. Like, and also Zap plays this character. This guy's stupid! This guy's stupid! And for the final character in this tier, because I like to cause controversy, we have Min Min. I still don't think Min Min is top tier. I think that Doramigi is incredible. I think that Rimu is very good. I think that this character still struggles a little bit too much versus characters to be better than this, and her disadvantage is worse than Luigi's. Free. It's worse than Luigi's, it's worse than Kazuya's. Free. Her neutral is really good, her advantage is very good. But I do think that people just don't know the game plan versus character. And the only reason I'm super good versus character is because it's the exact same game plan. It's the exact same game plan as Smash 4 Zero Suit, which I was one of the best in the world at that matchup. Because you just let her hit your shield with literally everything and then react to grab and then kill her. Except her disadvantage is way worse than Zero Suit's was in Smash 4. And she doesn't kill you off of a grab. But also, Doramigi's edge guards are kind of crazy. I do think she just like loses a couple too many matchups. You know, and again, she has the symptom of she can't double jump in neutral. I mean, she has to double jump in neutral, but if you double jump in neutral, it's really hard. She has a worse disadvantage. She has one of the worst disadvantages in the game, not even for top tiers, but I think it's like a bottom, you know, bottom 10 getting, like it's a bottom 10 getting juggled situation, and then it is probably, I mean, she has like arms to dissuade people from edge guarding her, but it's still like, if you get in the right spots, it can be really, really hard in disadvantage for her off stage. So yeah, you know, there is what I think Min Min is. Again, she's a very strong character. Again, these characters are all crazy. Wario's gonna be top 5 in the world this season probably, so, you know, not really that bad. And that's gonna be it for this video. What do y'all think of that? Is Luigi better Kazuya? Is Min Min actually top tier? You can let me know down in the comments down below. I would appreciate it. Subscribe while you're here, and I'll see you all next time.